What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the next episode of Deus Ex. We're going to be doing a lot in this one. We're going to be visiting UNATCO for the second time. We need to go back to Battery Park to get into the subway tunnels, through the Mole People settlement, and then from there to Lebedev's Lebedev's Airfield. He is the NSF commander for the New York area or whatnot. So first, UNATCO 2, I guess we'll call it. A few things you can scrounge around, but not too much, really. We're basically just gonna be exploring and talking to people. We will be robbing the ATM again, because even though we hacked it and stole the money out of it, they still reloaded it without catching us somehow. But hey, it is what it is. Alright, let's do our exploring. The office over here, you don't need to unlock it. The door should still be unlocked from last time. Has a lockpick. And then, I think there's tranquilizer darts over in this one. So, yeah, there you go. Then, in order to talk to Manderley in the office, you're gonna have to get close to the door to eavesdrop on a conversation between him and a higher-up by the name of Walton Simons, a character who will play a larger role as we progress through the story.
In a meeting, JC. You'll have to wait.
I was told to report.
So while you're here, stop by Manderley's office and then trigger the conversation between him and Simons so that when we come back we can go in. But we'll do the rest of our exploring real quick. Starting with the break room, where we're going to do our ATM theft again. Right here. And now we can hack it faster since we use some skill points to get the computer skill to advanced level. So steal all the money. And now we'll go down to the lower levels to get some more stuff. We specifically want to go see Agent Carter at the armory, because he'll give us some more multi-tools and some other stuff, like another accuracy mod. There's Simons, by the way. You can talk to him if you want to, but
Agent Denton, at your
it's
service.
not really a meaningful or required conversation.
Yes, I hear you're turning out to be quite an asset to the Coalition.
Doing my best, sir.
I'm trying to remember if there's anything beneficial in the medical bay.
No, it's not time. Just keep your nose to the pavement.
I don't think so, but we'll be double checking here in just a minute. Then... And then there's also Alex's office with the hidden hatches on the floor. There's something down there. Some money and a lockpick, I think. Yes. So we definitely want to get that stuff. Careful climbing out because, yeah, stuff like that can happen. And then there's a multi-tool. It's over at Alex's desk, I think. Yep. Right there. And then go ahead and check out the medical bay. Just because there's usually med kits there, if nothing else. We still have the key, of course. Med kit and med kit. There's Jaime, if you want to talk to him. A med bot if you need regeneration, but you shouldn't. Unless something went wrong and you hurt yourself previously.
I lost one of the privates because a refrigeration unit went down. That's all I had.
You've got a lot on your hands. Don't beat yourself up over.
So next step, we're gonna go to Carter, and then he'll give us the stuff we really need. And if I don't seem as chatty, well, just listen to my voice. I'm clearly recovering from not being in the best condition. Anyways, here's Carter.
In addition to an accuracy weapon modification, I've got a couple of multi-tools.
So,
Can I ask you a
he'll give
question?
us 2 multi-tools,
I'm getting the
pistol
impression that
ammo, I
UNATCO is
think,
focused more on military operations than law
and,
enforcement.
The focus
an
is
accuracy mod, which we're gonna put
The only way
on
Anna would have
the
been
crossbow
satisfied is
this
if I'd
time.
executed every terrorist in Castle Clinton.
Whenever we get
Standing order seems to
accuracy
be
mods,
shoot to kill.
I'm always gonna put them on either the stealth pistol and or the
In my day,
crossbow.
we were just more
Honestly, I'm,
Civilized.
at least in the
That's the
vanilla
word.
game,
I guess I
I'm
was expecting
convinced
a
that
little
the
more class from the
accuracy
world's
mods don't
anti-terrorist
really work
organization.
properly because they don't seem to make a difference in weapon accuracy. The shooting in this game is just not well designed at all. The only thing that really does make a difference in weapon accuracy is investing your skill points in the respective weapon skill, like pistols or rifles, for example. But the only weapon skill we're investing in is low tech because we want our melee attacks to become more and more powerful as we progress, for a few different reasons, as you'll see later in the game. So after that, we can return to Manderley's
I cannot
office and
wait
get our
forever.
debriefing
Hello, JC.
so that we can
Come in.
progress.
Clerical task first. Your op bonus is split between the
We'll be
castle
getting a
Clinton
lot
and
more,
warehouse objectives, 500 each. You get the full
bonuses in our
1,000
salary
plus
this
200
time
for
because,
how you handle the hostage situation
unlike
at
Liberty
Park Subway
Island, where we
Station.
literally abandoned Gunther,
Thank you, sir.
and we missed out on the bonus for rescuing him, this time we didn't miss out on anything. We got the bonus for the hostages at Battery Park and all that good
I
stuff.
would have taken out that JoJo.
So
bomb,
we're
but he
swimming in
wasn't the
cash.
warehouse.
And of course, robbing ATMs has helped us with that, but I digress.
I'm
Anyways,
just going to say it straight, JC.
we're getting debriefed on the new situation.
He's taking the heat this
Apparently, Paul's side of the NSF generator operation did not go well, and he's gone missing. But we are continuing on with the operation by going after Juan Lebedev, who we have to locate
As a
where he
delegate,
is, and we have a lead to investigate the subway tunnels,
We don't know which
and we'll be dropped off at Battery Park again to follow up on that lead.
The subways, the abandoned parts of the infrastructure.
I'll check out
And
the
we're
subways.
gonna be doing this very quickly, and we're basically gonna be a complete ghost. If I'm not mistaken, this next big chunk of the game from now till we complete Lebedev's airfield is not going to have any mandatory knockouts, if I'm not mistaken. So let's get back to Jock and the chopper, and back to Battery Park we go. Alright. But before we take off,
Your chopper's ready, Agent.
we're gonna go over to the maintenance shed that's behind next to the helipad because there's a giant floor hatch over there, and during this particular visit to UNATCO, that hatch is unlocked, and there's a multi-tool down there, so let's make sure we get that. And now,
Let's go.
let's get on the chopper and get things rolling. So, once we're at Battery Park, we're basically going to be doing things the fast way. We need to learn about a secret tunnel that's in the Battery Park subway station, and we're also going to learn the keypad code for it, because if we don't, we need to use some multi-tools to bypass it, and I'd rather conserve those, especially since we had to use a lot of them in Hell's Kitchen, especially for rescuing Smuggler's
Hey, you're
friend.
UNATCO. You're the new
Down
guy.
here is Harvey
asking?
Filtman.
I heard about you.
We could have met him in Liberty Island
I get paid by the
if we
answer.
had gone through the effort
real
of getting the
I
door
see it
code
like
to
this. It all balances
to
out.
the statue
UNATCO's
of
just as much gun
like
freaks as the militias.
tourist
If
exhibit
everybody's gonna
area or
shoot it out,
whatnot.
fine, so long as neither side wins and takes
But we
over the
didn't
whole
do
country.
that, so this is our
UNATCO
first
is
time
not
meeting him.
conquest. It's the safety of ordinary people like yourself.
We're going to
I
pay
know an
him
army when I see
500
one.
credits
Look, I'll be blunt.
to
Got any cash? There's
tell
a
us
secret
where
passage
we
behind
can
that
get
phone
the
booth over there.
passcode for
I'll
the
tell you
phone
where to get the
booth.
code. Sure. 500 for
Now,
what?
back in
500
Hell's
for the phone
Kitchen,
booth.
there was actually...
Talk to Curly
So
and
he's
Shane.
literally about to tell us the mole
He's from the
people
mole people
password
settlement.
Underworld,
You have to give her the
but
password Underworld.
there's a guy in
Yes,
Hell's
I
Kitchen
like
that we
the
could
mole
have
people.
rescued to get that
They both hate
password
their friends,
early,
that's it.
allowing you
The
to
moles
save
don't wanna know.
500
They
credits,
just wanna be
but
left alone in
it
the
would have
tunnels.
required some
Everyone's
knockouts,
so
and I'm trying to avoid
Just as bad
those as
being a
much as I
terrorist yourself, in my
can, so
I doubt the
I'll
NSF
spend the
gave
money
much choice.
to do it this way. So now we're going to go see Curly, who's right outside the station entrance, right up here. He's in this room where the burning barrel is.
Curly,
Yeah, what do you want?
Then
I heard you have the code to the phone booth.
we'll
in the subway.
tell him
wanna go
Underworld,
down to the
and
Brooklyn
he'll
Bridge
give us the
station?
keypad code
That's
that we
near the
need.
mole people settlement. You need the mole password.
Why the name Mole People?
They call us that
And then
because
once
we
we're
live
in the
underground.
tunnels,
Like there's some kind of superior
it's all a
beings
matter
or
of
something
just
because they got more money.
following a breadcrumb trail to
Underworld is the
progress
password.
through the
Why
tunnels
did you say so?
until we
Phone
get to the
code's
NSF
MOLE.
airfield where Lebedev
That's
is.
665 tree.
Thanks.
And I'll be showing all of that in this one video.
He'll get you
So
into
it'll
the
be
tunnels
a
where we live.
relatively lengthy one, but thankfully I'm getting through these areas pretty much in the super fast, short way. And we're still going to be ghosting our way through everything, which is nice. So that keypad code will be for the phone booth, and then we can literally write it down like an elevator. Alright. I was just double checking the skills menu because I wanted to see if I could upgrade low tech yet, but we don't have enough skill points. At least not yet. We've already upgraded computers to advanced. We will be upgrading weapons low tech, electronics, and lockpicking all to advanced. And then later in the game, weapons low tech is going to be taken all the way up to master. Alright, once we're in this abandoned subway, we want to talk to this guy right here.
I hear the NSF are using the Mole People.
He'll
hideout
tell
as
us
base.
how to reach
You're
the
the
Mole
feds.
People settlement,
We don't need a
but
war down here.
we
I work
need
for
to do him a
UNATCO.
favor.
Well, the NSF
We need
come
to-
through here, but they don't bother
We need to
us.
re-engage the
We need
water
help with
valves,
anything,
which
it's
were
our
shut
plumbing.
off.
Lost
But
pressure
there's
because of the
debris
explosions on the
blocking
South
the
Street.
door that goes
Don't
that
break.
way.
You tell me about the
Um,
NSF, and I'll put in a word with the city about the water.
If you do this
They don't know
properly,
we got water,
there's a
and they don't
gang
need
that
to.
hangs out in the upper
Let you
platform
fix it,
called the
and then I'll
Rooks.
I don't have
They're
much time.
willing to give you a
I'll
lamb,
open the valve
if you don't
myself
already
if
have
there was a
one,
cave-in.
in exchange for a favor. You have to,
It's
like,
out the north end of the
eliminate
tracks
or
in case you
by
want
either
to
knocking
explore.
out and or killing a drug dealer that hangs
Would
out
require
down here.
explosives.
It could be done.
But
The lamb
not only
is
do we
a
have
trick.
lambs, we also
Just
have
that
that
I'm not
Gep
gonna be
gun
the
that
one to
Paul
talk to
gave
the
us on
Rooks.
Liberty Island,
They'd probably
the
sell us
latter of
one, but
which
they don't like
I'm going to
people
use
going
to
into
blow
their
up the
turf,
rubble,
which is the whole
just so
upper
we can
level.
save the lambs. But, spoilers, saving the lambs and the EMP grenades is actually not going to matter in the end because a little bit later in the game, we're going to be doing a prison break where we have the option to recollect our equipment, and for some reason, certain grenades and explosives, if you recollect them, they're going to be reset to 1, I think, no matter how many you collected before that point. But anyways, back to the topic at hand. Use the Gep gun to blow up the rubble. Use a lockpick to get through that grate thing. Turn both valves to re-engage the water. And then we can go back to the guy, Charlie I think his name is. And he's going to give us a new keypad code. This is the one that will unlock a secret door in one of the restrooms down here. leading us to the mole
The
people.
water line should be open now.
Good. Glad to see you UNATCO boys do something for the
So
community.
yes, we'll get our
Can you
code
tell me
from
about
him.
the NSF?
NSF? Yeah. they took
Where
over
we're
our
going
tunnels.
is,
How do I get there?
if you listen,
Go to the
a woman's
women's
restroom on the other side of
the
this
station.
lower
Look for
platform
a keypad under the sink.
with a
Combination
keypad
is
code hidden underneath one of the
5482.
sinks.
Great.
And
I'm glad I can help you out.
the code he just provided to us. So you can enter this women's restroom, and don't worry, you won't get scolded this time. Which reminds me, I didn't actually do that the first time we were at UNATCO, but yeah, that's something you can do. You don't need to get anything from the stalls, I was misremembering. It's at the mole people place where we're actually going to loot the restrooms. Anyways, here's mole people settlement. It's got some NSF guarding it. At the moment, they're hostile and we want to be undetected. But once we reach their leader, he's going to surrender, and then I guess he'll order the troops to stand down, and then we can free roam this area with the troops non-hostile. I'm pretty sure you can just go straight to the leader right now, but just for story context, you want to go over here to talk to this guy, but to talk to him without getting detected, you want to stand behind him
They move supplies
and like
through.
literally get into his
There's nothing
personal
we can do
space
about
like
it.
this.
Anything recently?
This should hide
Bunch
you
of
from the
barrels came
view
through
of
about
the
an hour
NSF
ago.
troops
Woke
that
us
are right
all up.
outside.
Where were they
That
headed?
way you can
They
still
went
talk
to
to
the bathroom
him
like they
and
always do.
remain
Only way to
stealthy.
get a key is from the NSF commander. The
Because
guy
if you're in the
lives
wrong
And I
spot,
bet he'd die.
those guys can
the
detect you
terrorists actually get down
mid-conversation, and
It's a secret room.
we don't want to get into
You
a
open the door
fight.
by pushing a brick. They keep hidden behind some cardboard boxes.
I'll have a talk with him. You won't have to worry about the NSF
Anyways,
for much longer.
he'll tell us about the NSF leader, and he'll give us intel about how he's behind a hidden door, which is opened by a like hidden brick switch that's next to the door. So let's carefully work our way down there. When sneaking this way, it may not look it, but you can finagle your way under those sheets of plywood that are being used as makeshift ramps. So let's just carefully work our way to this area right over here. And then the brick button is behind the cardboard boxes, just like that guy said. You'll have to move it a little bit just to get to it. There you go. And then carefully talk to this leader. Actually, it doesn't really matter.
I surrender.
Because,
People say the ambrosia came through here
you'll
an hour
see,
ago.
if you look carefully,
cooperate.
I
Relax.
almost got
The
detected
men's restroom is on
mid-conversation
the
by an
This better
NSF
not be a
guard.
joke.
But I don't think it
county.
matters, honestly,
I know the
because
body
as soon
armor
as this
looks threatening, but I'm
conversation
part-time,
ends,
like a reservist.
they become
I don't want any
non-hostile, and they won't attack you anymore. See? So pick up the key on the table like he said. And now we need to go to the restrooms deeper into the tunnel.
I surrender.
But before we do that, we're going to explore the area to get some stuff while we can. There was a lockpick in that crate, for example. And then we're going to get a new thing over here in another crate. It's called a thermoptic camo. Basically, it looks like a... It kind of looks like a bulletproof vest, but instead, when you wear it, it renders you invisible
Easy,
for a
man.
short
I
period
won't
of
get
time. It's one of many items in this game that works as like a physical substitute to certain
Panel security
augmentations. In this case, the cloak.
installed. They really
But,
this far?
whenever we get thermoptic camos, we will use
this
them
stinking
for the
rat hole?
sake of
Got it.
conserving bioenergy. You know, after we get cloak, the cloak augmentation. But unfortunately, they're hard to come by. before progressing, go get a multi-tool out of this crate in the other restroom, which has a literal Darth Vader graffiti in it. Then we'll progress onwards. And now we're approaching Lebedev's airfield. We just gotta get through some more underground tunnels before we reach it. EMP grenade there if you want it. But here, you'll need a lockpick. It's either 1 or 2. It's just 1. So that we can open this up and turn the valve. Because we're gonna go to the the right. And we need to turn the steam off. Pick up the steel box and carry it over here. So that we can use it to jump up here. And then jump up and over this wall right here. Now, very carefully watch out for the camera on the right. You want to kind of hug the wall to stay under it. And then get over here to the door. If you knock out that NSF guard, you can actually take a key off of him, but I'd rather be a ghost. So I'm going to accept the expense of lockpicks to get through that door. And then you want to go through this vent, then down into the water, and then we'll swim this way. This is going to be a pretty long stretch. Since we are untrained in swimming, we won't have enough oxygen to get to the other side before we start taking some health damage, but thankfully, it won't be that much. I'd rather not invest in swimming because, we can always use med kits to recover any health that we lost from underwater suffocation, as long as it's not too long to the point where we die. Plus, there'll also be rebreathers we can find in the game, which we can use for other situations like that later on. And then also later in the game, once we have the regeneration augmentation, we'll be able to turn it on and we'll be able to heal ourselves underwater as we suffocate, which eliminates the need for the aqualung augmentation, which basically I think gives you like infinite breath as long as you have it on. Going back to what I'm doing, you got to avoid those security drones, but you got to do it very carefully. You got to reach the holes in the walls so that you can kind of hide from them, and then carefully avoid them to get here. There's a lockpick and a multi-tool here, and then moving onward, we go here into this base or whatever. This is where we get a secondary objective to locate 3 barrels of ambrosia that the NSF have at this base. The first one is right behind this door. Watch out for the camera. Don't worry about the guy, he's walking away. Once you move close enough, the barrel will be considered located. And then just carefully get over this way. And up here. And then we're going to work our way to... There's a door to our left that we need to lockpick. And it'll take us to a ladder through a hatch that'll take us out near like a helipad. Now, you want to be careful lockpicking this door, because as you'll see, something happened where I somehow got detected, and then the enemies started aggroing, as you can see. So I did it a little differently, because... Well, here I screwed up because I forgot my save was before that guard moved, so I had to do it again. I'm not entirely certain who sees you here, honestly. Honestly, it's kind of luck-based. That, or I just don't really know the proper way to avoid it from happening, but you'll need 2 lockpicks to get through this door. and then you'll want to, like, carefully get through. I think something saw me here, but this time they didn't aggro automatically. They just kind of returned back to neutral.
Keep looking. Something.
Yeah, that
funny
guy,
about
something happened, but he went back to neutral. But as long as this doesn't happen, you'll have to very carefully use that open hatch for cover to hide yourself from that particular patrolling guard. And then just move once once his back is turned and you have the time to sneak over. And then when climbing down these ladders, make sure you do it correctly. If you drop loudly, there's that other guy down on ground level. He'll hear you and it'll screw things up. We want to get to this manhole, and this sewer is going to be our way to reach the airfield. So just swim again. I don't remember if this swimming part is going to be damaging to your lungs or not, but regardless, it's not going to hurt us that bad. And yeah, it is a little bit. But we're good. Nothing we can't recover from. So we'll get up the ladder right here. And then you'll want to jump over here. You'll want to, like, walk into this steel box to literally push it off the edge. No need for microfibril muscle. You can just walk into it and push it. But anyways, we have to push it so we can make that jump to progress forward. And then, now we're at the airfield. The next ambrosia container is nearby on a dock. We wanted to go this way not only because it was the more covert path for a stealth approach, but also because it takes us to where the second ambrosia container is. So this part is kind of tricky, and it's all because it's so awkward to get out of the water when there isn't a ladder readily available. You want to hang out here and watch that guy's feet and let him turn around so that we can swim over to the other side, and then we'll hide behind the wall and the dock posts again for cover, because we need him to do another round, because we do not have enough time to get on the dock before he turns back around. So again, hide here, watch his feet, and when he turns around, we're gonna have to, like, do the very tricky, like, water hop, hop out of water to get onto the dock where the ambrosia is. Don't do it from here. It's too hard to do it from here. You'll usually just swim under the dock, or just jump mid-air without being close to the dock. So
I think we got an intruder.
you gotta do it from the side, not from the front, like what I did, or like what I was trying to do. So yeah, from the side like that. Make sure you hit the crouch button mid-air so that you land softly, and then immediately hide behind the ambrosia barrel so that the guard doesn't see you. Pick up that key right there. That's very important. Carefully run to this crate right here so that we break line of sight with the guard again, because we need to hide from him one more time so that we can get to that door to progress onward. Get your key ring ready, and then, well, actually, you don't need to get it ready now. That was my mistake. I forgot that door's not locked or anything. What you need to do, run through these shipping containers the exact way that I go, so that way you can avoid contact with anyone or any security bots, because there is a security bot in the area. Here's where you need your keyring prepped. Just wait for that guard in the distance to kind of be walking away to our right. It's to his left from where he's facing now, but it's to our right. Yeah, just like this. The key that we took back near that dock where the ambrosia was is going to unlock this little lockbox, which has the button that opens these gates behind us. And then we can go over here into these barracks, or whatever they are. And then there's going to be a little mini bridge that'll take us into the hangar, where there's going to be a 747 jet and that jet is where Lebedev is. But first, a little secret area. Another brick switch on the floor will open this door, and there's some goodies in here, and, you know, skill points for an exploration bonus. Take that key. We need it. Lockpick. And then there's a scope mod, which this time we put the first one on the stealth pistol. This one will go on the crossbow. That way we can use it to make aiming a little easier whenever we need to use it, particularly for long range. So there is a guard that's like in the kitchen to our right, but as long as you're sneaking, he's not a problem. We just need to watch out for the patrolling guard upstairs. We gotta just carefully like trail behind him so that we can avoid him. And it's important you took that key from that hidden room, because it's going to unlock a room to the left where we can hide from him so that he can turn around. So basically, just trail behind him right here. And then this door to our left, this is the one that the key will unlock. So go on in there. Close the door, because we need to open up this box here, and you need to read that little data stick thing. It's going to give us the keypad code to this door that goes to the hangar. Quickly put that keypad code in while crouched, and then slip in before that guard could ever possibly see you. This is kind of confusing. You need to literally touch the door to load the next area, and then that switch will work to open the door. There's Paul. He's going to reveal to us quite abruptly that he actually has been working for the NSF. So he's basically been a double agent between them and UNATCO.
I underestimated your
Now he's going to try to convince us that
listen to what I've got to say.
that UNATCO is just a little
You got that right. UNATCO will have a team here.
a little offshoot of a much larger
Everyone up to the
of a much larger like
as long as UNATCO controls
like secret
you believe that?
a secret conspiracy group that has been secretly
he can help us synthesize
that has been secretly manufacturing and distributing ambrosia, which is the cure to the virus that's going on, the Grey Death. So now we're going onto the jet to confront Lebedev, because right now Paul and you'll see Lebedev is going to try to convince us that UNATCO is helping the larger conspiracy of the controlled distribution of ambrosia. So come up here and take that key. You need that. Then go down to the lower area. Could have swore there's like a biocell here, but I guess I was mistaken. Because the third and final ambrosia container for that other objective is down here. And here is a repair bot that can recharge our bioenergy. We hardly drained any bioenergy at this point in the game, since the light augmentation is all we've used so far, but you can use it to recharge it. There is an AUG canister down there, but we're actually not going to get it because we do not want either of the AUGs that it contains, so I'm going to deliberately skip it. So the key from upstairs will unlock the door to Lebedev's quarters, and then we can talk to him.
We're assuming control of the
After
airfield.
talking to him a little
Vaccine
bit,
will be returned to the
Agent
international
Navarro is going to
authorities.
show up and order us to execute Lebedev, which we are obviously going to
He
refuse
makes
to
his own
do.
decisions.
You know he wouldn't
And then-
UNATCO without a reason.
There's a few different things you can do here.
Good work. Now
If you're
finish the
interested
job.
in some alternatives,
He's an unarmed
this is the
prisoner.
first
UNATCO
possible
policy
point
protects
in the
him.
game where you can
Terminate the
actually
prisoner, Agent.
willingly
If you
kill
are to
Agent
obey,
Navarro.
You are ordered to return to
I know
base
there's
and
ways you
handle
can
these
break the
authorities.
game to do it earlier, but this is the first intentional spot where you
You
can
know
do it.
something, just tell me.
You can kill her, and then you can talk to Lebedev to get full intel on what the NSF knows about the whole Ambrosia / Grey
UNATCO
Death
has briefed me on my
conspiracy.
augmentations. Get to the point.
Return
You
to
can
base
kill
and
Lebedev
I
yourself
will
if you feel like UNATCO is who you should still be loyal to, or you can walk away and
That's a
just
pretty big
and then
claim.
Navarro will just do the execution herself,
The ones you knew were
or you can do what I'm doing.
You were made by a cabal of
Talk to
technocrats
Lebedev as much
so
as you
crazed
possibly
for power
can before
that they would
Navarro
control
kills
not
him.
only governments and people, but the chemistry of our bodies as well.
This is just the choice that
Leave us,
I'm making
agent.
because
Now.
I don't want to make any
Sounds like
kills.
picture-perfect
Now, I
description
should
of the
say
NSF.
now that
Think bigger, agent. Think
even though
bigger.
we're being as
You
non-lethal
have
as
disobeyed
possible,
a direct order.
Anna Navarra
Music
is
an
the
accident.
one
He
and
killed
only
for the
person
global
throughout the
trade. He's
entire
owned by a single
game
corporation.
that we
But it's kept
absolutely
so
must
secret
kill
that only the
unavoidably,
tabloids
but
dare print a
you'll
story
see a little bit
suggesting
later
it
in the
exists.
game that we're going to be
Supply is
doing it
limited.
in the most
That doesn't mean there's a
indirect
conspiracy.
way
But
that we
where does
possibly
that
can.
corporation manufacture the cure? And where did your brother uncover
Because
the
there's
information
also
that brought
Agent
him over to
Herman,
us?
but
Go on.
it actually is
I can tell
possible
by
to
the
take him
expression
out
on your friend's
non-lethally,
face
and I'll be
that
discussing
she
that
was wrong-headed.
much later in the
UNATCO
game
is
when we get to
completely
that
correct to
point.
think that Tracer Tom
But
will
Navarra,
soon
unfortunately,
understand
has to die.
He was the one
But
who was
at the
going to
very
deceive
least,
you.
I'm gonna make sure we do it
tell
in
me
the
all
most
I've seen nothing that
indirect
Dr.
and
Walker
hands-off
can do.
way that we
But
possibly
here's the
can.
secret. This is what Paul was so
So,
interested to hear from Tracer Tom.
Back to
Manderley will
the
be
task at
disappointed
hand.
in your insubordination.
We'll let Navarra do the dirty work, and then
That is what happens to
once
a
we're
prisoner
off
who
the
tries to
jet,
escape.
this will be
Go
another
to the helicopter
situation
now,
of
Agent Denton. It
UNATCO
is
has
waiting at the
seized
airfield.
control of the area, so the area is non-hostile, and we can just freely explore without having to worry about any enemies or security. And we'll be doing that so we can get at least a couple of things. There isn't really too much in here. There's a few crates inside these truck trailers that we're going to check out. What's in this one? Rockets for the GEP gun, which aren't really necessary because we're only going to be using the GEP gun
disabled
one
the
more
security
time before we abandon it. There's an accuracy mod and some pistol ammo if you want it. Again, I don't really think the accuracy mods really affect anything in all honesty, but every time we get them, they'll be going on either the stealth pistol or the crossbow. Nothing up there, if I remember correctly. Nope. So let's go back to the outside area. What we really want to get is back at the docks where that other ambrosia barrel was. There's a couple crates to smash. One has a biocell and the other one has a lockpick, I think. So yeah, that's the good stuff. Medkit in there. Then we'll head on down. Nothing else in here as far as I remember. So thankfully this lockbox is unlocked so that you can hit the button and reopen those gates. Now we'll head back to those docks. And then, or the boathouse, I guess you could call it. The biocell's in here. And if it falls in the water, just dive in and get it. It's absolutely worth it. You want those biocells, trust me. And I was wrong, it's not a lockpick, it's a multi-tool. So, still, multi-tools, lockpicks, they're hoarding those. Hoarding one is just as important as the other, because we'll be using them. We'll be conserving them as much as we can, especially in the early game, but we will be using them. That's why we always want them. You can talk to Gunther if you want to.
Mandoli has assigned
Gunther
me
Herman.
the peacekeeping occupation of the airport.
And then there's a helipad
I'm sure we can count on
just
you.
a little bit further
I want to be the
so that
one to
Jock
protect
can
the
take us back to
Bad
UNATCO.
news. Agent Navarro.
And once we're back at UNATCO, I'll be calling it because
Hey,
because
my brother.
piecing all this
Shame that we
stuff
have to
together,
track down and kill one of our most advanced
this was a
agents.
pretty large segment, so
Don't you think we should give
our
Paul a
third
chance to explain
UNATCO
himself?
visit is
He's been
going
with
to
UNATCO
be
for years.
is going to be pieced
Only one
together
thing can
with
happen when you
what
point
is
your
going to
host
be
the
our
barrage.
second visit to Hell's Kitchen. Anyways, to the chopper we go.
Gunther told me about Paul.
And then
Paul's been working for the
we're going
NSF.
to
This is
fly
gonna
back.
shake up the coalition,
We'll be back
Casey.
at UNATCO.
I don't know
And
if you
then
realize
this
how
particular
important your
episode
brother
will
was.
be full circle
Coalition will
because
recover.
we
I'm not so
started
worried about
at
the coalition.
UNATCO
You and
on
officials
the
are talking
helipad,
about Paul.
and we're
You
going
have
to
to keep
end
your
at
head down. You're gonna
UNATCO
come
again
through
on the
this in
same
one
helipad.
Sure you're ready to
So
head
this
back
was
to
a
base?
complete full circle.
I'm ready. Let's move out.
Alright, so away we go. Man, I'm sleepy. But I don't have to talk too much longer because this is where I'm gonna call it. Alrighty, I'll see you next time.